Welcome back to another episode of Cascade Valley, as we are in the semifinals. Now, you might be asking, the semifinals of what? Cooking your mother pancakes. Well, we're actually out here in the semifinals of the college football playoff in 2030. We are facing UAB. We would be looking at facing the winner of Nebraska or Florida. Next up. Now, taking a look at UAB's roster, they are an 80 overall. Okay. They do have some decent players in the team. They got some 88s across the board for their offensive line. They've got an outside linebacker that's an 88. Their offensive line actually seems pretty good, and they have some talented wide receivers, but an 80 overall in the CFP is crazy. Their best quarterback's an 82. They actually have two guys. One is named Body, the other one is named Ha. So that's interesting enough as its own right. And then at halfback, they're going to have an 83 overall. Both of their top running backs are sub-90 speed guys. At wide receiver, a 94, an 89, 90, 86. They're kind of all over the place. This guy, though, very slow. And then at corner, not a ton to love here. I mean, 81 overall with 89 speed is their fastest guy, except for a guy that's probably being redshirted, Max Salam. So we've got some burners that should be able to go right past them. Now, I don't know what Cinderella story this is supposed to be, but I know that it stops right here. And there is the Cotton Bowl Trophy, which is coming back to Cascade Valley, which is Akron, Ohio. We're locked in. We're ready to go. A chance to play for the national title is after this game. And more importantly, repeat as national champions for the first time ever in school history. Won our first one last year. We're trying to win another one again right here. Coach McMervin and his squad are locked in. The question is, are UAB? So Cascade Valley out here with the beautiful creamsicle uniforms and the Heisman Trophy winning Dylan Fowler. Coach McMervin wants to obviously score early, but he wants to try to also test that defense to see what kind of speed they're working with out there. And Dean Longa showing a little bit of speed himself. This is not a fast human being, and he picks up 17. Back here to the run game, Dylan Fowler, the best player in all of America, shows it here with a 9-yard run. Fowler's incredible career could cap off with back-to-back national champions, which would just be generational. And Parizo!
Oh my God!
This play won't count, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a holding penalty, probably. Oh, I do declare. Well, okay, buddy, we will decline that penalty because we want the first down. Oh, wait, no, accept that because we get it to 16. Never mind. Parizo went a little crazy there, man, but you love to see it. Right now, Longa making a little slight adjustments. Going to get this ball out of the backfield to Mr. Dylan Fowler, who says, I don't need a hurdle. I can almost run through people. Longa back out here on 1st and goal. Going to hand it off to Fowler, and they bring him down for a loss of 2. It's like going to go out of the pistol, handing it off to Fowler, Hartzell. Never mind. Now, Hartzell was in the previous play, but Fowler knows 3rd down is mine, so he's back in the game here. The halfback screen has been money all season long, and Dylan Fowler says it's mine. The touchdown, that is. CVU comes back out here ready to lock things in. They go with a little RPO, and our guys say no. UAB does have a really high-tempo offense to come right back out here with a little hurry-up. Body is getting the start at quarterback tonight. He's going to send 18 in motion. They hand it off to big 3-5, and 3-5's got that first down. And in motion, send again. UAB finds their guy in the flats, and our guys are lighting him up right now. 2nd and 6, Sean Lewis is going to press the line just a little bit more. His body goes to the play action. He goes a run and gets met with a sea of Cascade Valley people. 3rd down and 9, UAB. It's like a 4 wide receiver set. Goes to the play action. They try to test him deep, and Silvestro is there. Silvestro with a decent return, ends up getting knocked down, but he picks up the ball for Cascade Valley, and he's hyped. Sitting in a good spot right now. Cascade Valley with the ball back. Dylan Fowler, great cutback there. The vision is still there. I'm really intrigued to see where Dylan Fowler actually ends up getting drafted. To me, he's a 1st-round draft pick, but you never know what they're going to think in the NFL about where a running back could ultimately end up falling. But to me, this guy's a 1st-rounder. The most important part about Dylan Fowler's game that evolved this year was absolutely his pass catching. He's been so much better this year in the air than he has been in previous seasons, and for that, we'll always be a big fan. And look at Longa say, hold on, let me get out of bounds. Back at it with 1st and 10. Fowler tries to go in between the tackles and only gets maybe 2 off that. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Longa sees an option, throws one, and it's a big man running the football, and surprisingly pretty agile. Longa, we saw the vision, steps up in the pocket, has an opportunity to maybe catch his guy on a crosser, but instead it wasn't. But this time he finds Carmazzi, and Carmazzi says, it's mine. Maybe back out here down 14. This is a super important drive for them. Can they actually turn it around? And this guy says, yes, I can. Until he meets Abi Amiri. UAB at it again. Nice little RPO. Breaks the tackle, and we are laying them out. A fumble's coming. 2nd and 3, Slade trying to find a way to get in the backfield. We kind of guessed wrong, and 35 is finding some opportunities again in this game. And our defense is looking sloppy. Pressure starting them out a little bit. CVU got comfortable with that little lead, and now it's not looking so sweet at this point. Body and Shoddy Goes for something. We got plenty of people there. It doesn't matter. He finds a strike down the middle to the 5. First and goal. UAB dots us up. We tried to go with an all-out blitz. We guessed wrong. They cut the lead in half. CVU now with the lead, you know, now looking a little as great as it was. We're going to see what Longa can do when he throws a dot to Ben Whitehart. It's a super important drive. We got to obviously establish dominance right now, but we are just trying to make sure that they know they ain't got no chance. Ostergaard with a nice little catch and run. Long as a guy that could be auditioning to play elsewhere next year. Manny Burwell has seemed like he could be the guy that locks it up, but if Long can come out here and maybe win a little bit of something, you never know what Coach McMervin might say about him. And look at Parizo. Another big play by the tight end. He is showing a major in this game with another big catch for a touchdown. Now, UAB's absolutely struggled. Our drive is bringing us down here to the 3-yard line with a 21-7 lead. Nice little wide receiver screen that nearly gets picked. Longa back out here is going to hand this one off to Fowler, who's met at resistance, gets a loss of 2. Coach McMervin kind of going against his playbook here with the best player in the nation. He is running 3 straight pass plays on the goal line. But you also got a Brian Parizo. You let that man cook. Move ahead of the third quarter. It's kind of winding down at this point. We have a 35-14 lead. And UAB's QB is fighting for his life back there. Nolan Blair helps bring him down to make it 4th and 15. Minute left in the third quarter. This is really an opportunity for us to just put this game away. Kind of doing our best to make sure that our guys get out of here healthy, but also making sure that we win this game because, again, UAB got to the semifinals for a reason. They're still dangerous. Run game has been pretty good. Looking for maybe a play action potentially, but we're not going to see it. Longa! What in the Josh Allen arm punt was that? Yeah, of course it's an illegal forward pass. We saw it. So not our finest moment there. Dean Longa building that resume, baby. And look at Wes Potts. UAB's QB all by his lonesome. We're going to send a blitz here, trying to get him a little bit flustered. And that dude's just got good poise. I'll give him props. Our guys seeming a little lost right now. Good pressure, and that one's going straight to Emery. Jeremy Emery has had an unbelievable end of this season. Put some respect on his name. And like that, Cascade Valley is going to walk out here with a 48-14 trouncing. We won't use that word a lot, but we're using it today. Absolute beatdown of UAB. Do we have a mistake? I mean, yeah, but Longa had 5 touchdowns, so, like, we can't really be mad at that. And there it is. Cascade Valley separating with the Cotton Bowl Championship. This team is looking for another trophy, though. It's the national championship. And you better believe we're bringing it back to Akron. Just who are we playing for? Recapping the stats, Longa, 18-23, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. We'll look past that because that might have been user error. If we move on to the rushing side of things, Fowler, 18 for 70, 1 touchdown. Longa had a couple of yards as well as Hartsell getting 1. And then in the receiving game, Ben Whitehart, 4 for 77, a touchdown by him, as well as Fowler getting 1, Parizo getting 2 in one of his best games, a sophomore balled out, and then a touchdown by Carmazzi earlier in the game. And then defensively, Wes Potts led us today, 7 big tackles for the junior. Again, the last 2 seasons of him playing have been stupendous. I wish we played him a little bit earlier. From a sacks perspective, George Jones continues adding to his legacy. 2 big sacks today, 1.5 by Rashad Carden, 1 by Keyshawn Nowaski, and by Nolan Blair. And then interceptions, you can't spell success without Jeremy Emery. This dude, again, the sophomore, getting 2 big interceptions today, 1 by Silvestro. I am just at a loss for words for how good he's been. And the news that we get is that we are facing the University of Florida in the national championship. Number 1 versus number 2. Let's bring it home. After the game, we do have a new level. We went from level 31 to 32, so we do get 10 more skill points, giving us 11 total. I'm going to add these on demoralizing, which will give us defensive line and linebackers take a fatigue hit for every 4+ yard rush. We already have it for defensive line. This kind of stacks onto that a little bit. We like running the football a lot here, and when you need those tough downs on that defensive line to feel the pressure. Now, while UAB was an 80 overall, Florida is much better. They're an 88 overall, and they've got some dogs out there. UAB's best player is an 88 overall. Their entire first page is well over that. They've got a 94 overall left end, a 93 corner. Barry B has been a problem. We were competing for the Heisman. It was Dylan Fowler and Barry B for the majority of the season. B leaped him at one point, but Fowler took it home. So they've got a little vendetta to go against us. And the hard part about Barry B is that he's stupid fast, has a really good arm, and he's got 99 carry, 99 ball carrier vision, and he's just unbelievably good. At halfback, ththey've got John Blasingame, who's very good as well at 89. Their guy behind him is pretty fast, as is everyone else there at Florida. At wide receiver, they're kind of stacked as well. A 90 overall junior. You got a redshirt freshman that's an 89 with 97 speed, 96 excel. And just as you go down this list, there is speed, there is high overalls. This is an unbelievably good team. And when you kind of go to their corner room, they have 5 guys above 84 overall, with their top guy being a 93 sophomore. So Our work is cut out for us today. We're going to try our best, but this is a team that is built like an SEC team. Speed, talent, and a whole lot of dudes going to the first round. We got to be prepared. We've been dreaming about it. Other teams have had nightmares about it. We want another natty. Cascade Valley has a chance to go back-to-back for the first time in school history. And the first time it's been done in college football in honestly quite a while. We are ready. We are prepared. Florida, they're the #2 team in the nation. We're the #1 team in the nation. Our goal is to not be knocked off. We are rocking the funeral, the all-black uniform. Let them know that those little jerseys you got, they're getting dirty. Longa and company ready to get it going right now. Florida blitzing on the first play, and okay, we see what they're doing. They are matching up pretty hard. Quisenberry, little one-on-one action here. We're going to put Fowler kind of on a Texas route to bring him back over. And just kind of see what we got here. This is a 50-50 ball. And we were on the wrong side of the 50. Florida's going to pick that one off in a decent return here. Quisenberry's going to try to make the tackle. An old lineman brings him down, but Florida kind of strikes first. Things already spicy. I feel like we're playing in the swamp with as intense as this game has been so far. Barry B's going to throw a little jet touch pass here. His guy trying to get to the edge. He only gets about a yard. It's a stark contrast going from UAB to this Florida team, but it is what it is. And a beautiful run up the middle. He could go to the house on this one. We stop him at the 19. Florida's going to switch their play up here. They like what they see. Their QB is going to try to break something. He breaks multiple tackles, but the third one he doesn't. And Sean Lewis gets him. 2nd and 18. Barry's going to send another man in motion in the backfield. Little fake jet touch pass. Their QB is swallowed up. Pause if needed. After all that success on a couple of early plays, Sean Lewis and his defense has stepped up. George Jones getting the last sack. That dude again on a generational tear. He's going to be a major draft pick for somebody. And their QB, Barry B, is going to go down. And Cardoza, an important lineman for Florida, is going to also be injured on this play. So from the 27, about a 44-yard field goal here for Florida to try to get the first points on the board. This one is up. This one is wide right. Someone tell the Buffalo Bills fans to look away because that one's not good. Got a little bit of intel on Florida's kicker. He's got a good bit of lemon booty. That man just absolutely butchered that kick. And now Dylan Fowler gets a chance to right the wrongs of Longa. 2nd and 5. Longa's going to get his chance to pass after that abysmal reaction earlier. He's trying to lock in, and that one just goes in the dirt. 3rd down to 5. Longa, again, already in a cold streak in this game after how that beginning started. But he's going to use his legs here, and he's got plenty of room. A great block down the field. Might have been illegal, but we'll take it. On the right side of the 50, we're going right back with a rushing attack. But Florida's just got dudes everywhere. 2nd and 10. Fowler gets a chance to carry this one up the middle, and they stop him short of the mark. 3rd and 3. Fowler a little gas, but he stays in for this play, and it's an important one here in 3rd and 3 as we're trying to get him a halfback screen. He's got plenty of room here. Some moves. Dylan Fowler showing NFL draft scouts he's ready. Quick adjustment here by Longa inside the 30. Longa steps up, but right into the arms of a Florida defender. 2nd and 14. Florida is still expecting the run. They know this playbook really well. 3rd and 15. A lot of yards to try to potentially gain here. Longa sees his halfback out of the backfield. Fowler is working so much on his receiving game, and look at that beautiful route down to the 2. If NFL scouts take notice of anything, it is just how much Fowler has evolved. After those struggles in the middle of his career, he stepped up to be one of the best, if not the best player in the nation, and he strikes first for Cascade Valley. Do a little dance, big fella. Do a little dance. Florida back out here in offense. Their guy's going to test Sean Lewis. He said, nope, I'm leaving here with something. Call him Denzel, because that man is leaving here with something. Unbelievable field position for Cascade Valley, and now Dylan Fowler running over defenders. Florida knows this is kind of an important possession. If they can hold us to a field goal, that changes the dynamic of the game quite a bit, but Fowler has other things he's trying to do. Longa switching the side of the run here, kind of likes what he sees on the left-hand side, and it might be incorrect as they drop him for a loss of 4. 2nd and goal, 1st quarter. Winding down here, we're risking it, and that was not the right decision. We go into the 2nd quarter with 3rd and goal. Big moment here. Can they hang on? And they do. What a stop by Florida's defense. They're #2 in the nation for a reason. Of attack who does not get a lot of play in terms of kicking field goals. Gets an opportunity to shine here. This one is up. This one is good. And Florida's kicker should take some notes, because our guy don't miss. Now, Florida struggles a little bit there. They end up getting sacked by George Jones. And the ball all of a sudden comes right back to Cascade Valley. And Longa's going to find that man, Mr. Demetrius Keaton. We only got a field goal in the last drive, but it feels like a touchdown is a little bit more possible here. Longa is going to get rid of one, tries to get a yard or 2, but that one just gets dropped. 2nd and goal. Dean Longa, again, is a guy that we should be giving the ball to a little bit here. We realize it, but we just got to figure out how to do it. But instead, we find Carmazzi. They said Carmazzi didn't get the ball. They said he was dead. They said he should transfer. Well, they were wrong. The league continues to grow here in the 2nd half. Florida is just not having a good time. They're playing the best team ever. Better than anyone. Better than those Trojans. Better than the Texas Longhorns. better than them all. That being said, Barry B is definitely starting to scramble around a little bit, and a 24-point lead could vanish very quickly. But what a hit. It honestly feels like the sails just kind of collapsed a little bit for Florida as soon as they lost that field goal. And that's 4th and inches. And I cannot believe it, but Florida's actually going to go ahead and punt the football here. You're down 24-0 in the second half. Go for it. Longa's got his guys ready. Carmazzi has a step. Carmazzi down the field, and he drops it. That's why he's a bench for half the season. 2nd and 10, Longa and company. No, we need more points at this point. Florida's got high-powered offense. They've scored so many points this year. They could absolutely come back. So we need to absolutely dominate. And Carmazzi makes up for the wrongs he had earlier. Back out here to the run. Fowler trying to stretch this outside a little bit, but that's his one deficit, is not having that elite speed. 2nd and 8, Longa, the only guy in the backfield. He is seeing some elite pressure here. Throws one and almost got a concussion. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. There is a pretty heavy blitz here. And Longa, oh, he just manned the legs, but it's just, I don't blame him. He got killed on that play. Florida is in the red zone. I repeat, Florida is in the red zone, and they finally have a chance to end this goose egg they have. 2nd and short, they go to the halfback, and Nowaski's right there. We're selling on an all-out blitz here in 3rd and 7. They go with a run. They're playing for a field goal, which may not be a good decision considering what happened last time. Okay, so now in the 4th quarter, they want to actually go for it when they could have went for it earlier on 4th and inches. I don't understand Florida's coach or their quarterback. 7 minutes left in the game. We got a 24-0 lead. This is not the competition I thought Florida was going to really bring in this game, but Dylan Fowler does not care at all. Fowler's trying to just get another yard or another 10 yards, have over 100 to keep his streak going of the longest or the most 100-yard rushing games in a season or in a career. Hartzell's going to come in for a play again. You don't really see him get an opportunity to carry much, but he's got some speed, and he's showing it right here. Is Angelo Hartzell. He says, I'm good too. And just like that, back-to-back national champions. Dean Long, I've never seen him without a helmet on. The man's got a lot of hair. He should have had a haircut weeks ago. Florida, sad. Cascade Valley, happy is what we do. 34-7. This is not just, the last 2 games were not competitive at all. Barry B is an absolute demon. He'll go on to cook in the NFL, I'm absolutely sure. But Coach McMervin is trying to make his legacy as the greatest college football coach of all time. He's got a long way to go to reach Nick Saban level, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's not as far as you think. Crowd surfing, I don't know who that is, but that young man better not tear down the goalposts, as we're not paying for it. Player of the game is Enrique Carmazzi. They said he should transfer. Well, he said, I'm staying. 4 for 90 and 2 touchdowns. That's our guy, pal. And there it is. Dylan Fowler, the offensive line. Quisenberry doesn't know where he is right now. They're national champions for the 2nd time. Recapping the stats, Longa throws for $163, 2 touchdowns and a pick. We see Fowler cook for $126 and a touchdown on the ground. Hartzell has a nasty 52-yard run for a touchdown as well. And then in the air, it was Carmazzi. 2 touchdowns, the only guy to score on that side of the ball. And then defensively, we take a look at what that looks like today. Amiri and Sean Lewis, 2 absolute demons. I don't know if they'll both be back. I assume they probably will be. But they carried us again on defense today. George Jones, a sack and a half. This is his final game in Cascade Valley. Nolan Blair, Rashad Carden, and Sean Lewis all getting a half a sack. And the interception, Sean Lewis had that pick early in the game, and he's going down as one of the greatest. This was definitely a pretty incredible season. We don't know if Longa's going to be back. We don't know if Hester is going to be back. There's a lot of guys that just honestly couldn't leave us high and dry based off winning the national titles and not getting the playing time they won. There's some things to figure out. But if we don't see them anymore, they've had a really good career so far. But the best career we've probably ever seen is Dylan Fowler. 5,000 rushing yards on his career. 78 rushing touchdowns. Only fumbled 6 times in his career and was 4 carries shy of 1,000. We used this man like Derrick Henry in high school. He ran every which way he could. And even though his middle years were kind of not as good as we wanted them to be, he was a dog. Carmazzi has just been an absolute demon for us. People have talked about him, but 35 career touchdowns and counting for him. We expect him to be back next year as well. Ostergaard showed us incredible promise, getting 1,400 yards on 74 grabs. Nearly having what Carmazzi had over his whole career in one season is stupendous. And then Fowler also had 1,300 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. There's so much to love. Defensively, Jorge Slade, not all these tackles were with us. He only came in for 1 season, but he was great. Sean Lewis, again, a fantastic career. We look at some of our seniors maybe at this point. Keyshawn Nowaski has been great. 13.5 sacks on his career. We kind of look at Nolan Blair. Didn't do much really coming in, but George Jones, 21.5 sacks for him over his career. Most of those coming in this final year or so. Damian Butts was an absolute demon too. We hope he's coming back next year. 30.5 sacks and counting, obviously, at this point. But I'm just so proud of how good our defense has been. And interception-wise, Sean Lewis has had 11. Jeremy Emery's already at 11 for his career. We're going to have some guys coming back next year that are fantastic. But Jorge Slade, Wes Potts, all these guys, this has been such a good team. And we're still pretty young. Winning a Natty is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And doing it twice is not easy at all. But one of the hardest things to do is win it 3 times. Can this team stay together? Who will leave? Who will stay? Who will come into the team as a brand new player? We got demons all over the place, but I'm excited to see who ends up being a primetime player next year as Coach McMervin goes for back to back to back. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.